Are you crouching too much in Valorant? Well, in this video, I'm going to be going over everything relating to crouching in Valorant. So when you should crouch, when you shouldn't crouch, situations where you can outplay people with crouch, like silent jumping, how to get yourself out of the habit of consistently crouching, and examples to what all the crouching examples are and what is okay and what isn't. So before we get into this, I'd really appreciate if you guys hit the sub button down below. And I do stream Monday through Friday on Twitch, twitch.tv/camcam, and I appreciate if you guys check that out. People have this misconception with Valorant where they think if they crouch, their bullet spread is more accurate and a tighter spread and it's easier to control, and it's completely not true. So here's an example of me just spraying the wall without moving my mouse at all. Okay, now look what happens when I crouch spray, the same thing. Notice how it is almost identically the exact same thing. The bullet spread is not any different if you're crouching or standing up and spraying your gun. So this is why you need to get out of the habit of crouch spraying and stop thinking it's better than just spraying your gun. So another thing to keep in mind is when you're spraying your gun in Valorant, the game doesn't have a set recoil pattern. It has more of like a bloom style where it is random. So if you're spraying your gun, the rifle will sway to the left and to the right at random increments. So it'll go off to the left for a second, then go off to the right for 0.5 seconds, then go back to the left, so on and so forth. It's random increments of time in which the rifle sways left and right, and that's why a lot of people say look at your gun when you're controlling your recoil, or look at the bullet spray coming out of your gun to control your recoil. So that is just something to keep in mind of while you're spraying in Valorant, and you should try your best to not spray in Valorant because of the luck factor of the spray. It's not like it's in CS where you can sit down for hours and hours and master this specific spray pattern where you can be spraying and just headshotting everybody in your way because you know exactly where their bullets are going to go. No, Valorant is random and it's a lot harder to land consistent sprays, so you should try your best to not spray if you can avoid it. You should never crouch before you fight somebody in Valorant. So this would be an example of that. So what this does is this gives the enemies about 0.5 seconds more to react to killing you before you can kill them. Because if you're waiting for your crouch to bottom out before you fire your gun, they are going to have a better time to kill you. They will be able to have more reaction. They will have a way easier fight to kill you. Next thing is it's going to make you whiff your shots, and here's why. So let's say you see this enemy right here, your crosshair's on their head, then you crouch. Now you're going to be aiming at their chest instead of their head. So all this is going to do in the long run is make you whiff your shots, and it makes it harder for you to get any kills. So try to get out of the habit of doing this, and in the future we'll be going over how to get out of the habit of crouching. Some Valorant players will try to justify crouch shooting in this one way, and that is helping control your recoil or helping you take fights, okay? So this will be something like this. So this is after you shoot a couple shots, you crouch. And this is lowering, all this does is lower your crosshair slightly to help you control the recoil of your burst and your sprays. But like we talked about earlier, crouching doesn't actually make the spread of your bullets any easier to control or an any tighter spread. All it does is lower your crosshair, okay? So when you're fighting someone, you'll end up having to crouch all the time to help control your recoil. Instead, what you should be doing is teaching yourself how to control your recoil without crouching. So that is just bursting like this, so you can learn how to control your recoil without actually having to crouch down whatsoever. The reasoning behind this is if you continue to switch in between both of these like recoil control methods, it is going to make you whiff your shots. If you think you're going to go crouch fight and then you end up not crouching, you're going to not control your recoil because you think the crouching is going to do it for you, and vice versa. In between, like if you go to crouch spray someone and you pull your recoil down, then your crosshair is going to be shooting at their legs. So pick one way of shooting and stick to it, and the right way to shooting is standing up. You should not unbind crouch in Valorant, and here's why. You should never load into a ranked game with your crouch unbound with the goal to get your habit out of crouching. Later in the video, I'm going to give you guys a tutorial on how I've worked out of crouching and how I've decreased the amount of times I crouch in games. But this is the reason why you want to have crouch enabled. It's a situation like this right here. So if you crouch, if you hold crouch down, then you jump, and then you let go of crouch, it creates a silent jump, okay? So if you do a normal jump, you can spot peek this angle, but it makes noise. So then let's say if there's a guy short and you're sitting here doing this, the guy short will know you're spot peeking this angle, and he'll walk up and try to kill you. While if you're doing this, they'll have no idea you're here because you're absolutely silent. And if you have crouch unbound, you can't do something like this. Here's another example to why you need crouch enabled when you're playing a ranked game. So let's say you're trying to jump out of hookah in a situation that is a 1v1 and the person's in sight. So if you do this, you come out here and shift your way out like this, you're going to be making noise, okay? No matter how you do this, you're going to make noise on this drop, unless you do exactly this, okay? So you come over here, you shift up, you drop down on this box, then you crouch, and as you fall off this box, you let go of crouch. Now you fell off this box completely silently, and now you can sneak up on this person in a 1v1 and catch them for free because they're playing from the drop noise. In Valorant, it's very important to strafe in a situation where 1 to 2 people can hear you. So hear me out on this simulation. So let's say there's a player right here about to peek you, and there's a player right here about to peek behind that person. So let's say it's a 2v1. They know you're sitting here in this cubby, and it's a post-1 situation, the bomb down. They're just going to swing you and try to kill you. So if you hold this angle, the first person peeks you, and you crouch like this and shoot, the second person, you might get the first kill, but when the second person peels the corner, you're going to be crouching, unable to move, and in a position where you will be caught for free. You're going to be the easiest kill ever because they just swing this, line up the headshot for free, and kill you because you're not moving, okay? So now let's say this person swings like this, you get this kill, then you come over here and then kill this guy here. So what you do is you shoot the burst, drop the second guy, reposition yourself, and drop the other guy. So as the second guy is swinging this corner, you will be in a strafe like this. Now this person will have a hard time lining up the shot on you because you're in a strafe. Then it allows you to take the time to line up your shot on them, and you get the kill on the second guy. And I've won so many situations just by doing this, because if you commit to this crouch, you're going to die for free. So the first person swings, you do this, and then you tuck in and do this. Or if you're ballsy, you can fight the first guy and then swing out and kill the second guy and swing out on him and try to catch him off guard. Or you can do even some reverse stuff and kill the first guy, swing in like this, and then swing back out later and try to get this next kill. This will just catch the enemies off guard and help you win more. This is the perfect example to how crouching can actually mess somebody up and help you get a free kill. And this is the only time I think crouching is actually an acceptable play, and it'll actually help your team get a kill or get a pick or help you win the round. So this is ABX versus TSM, and you can see what's going on here is Mata's fixated on this, holding this angle with perfect crosshair placement, ready to kill anyone who peeks this angle. Then you see Wardell comes over here, peeks this angle with an op, and crouches as he peeks, making it so Mata's crosshair placement is totally off, and he whiffs the shot. This is the only way I can possibly see crouching helping you in a situation to win a round, is messing up the enemy's crosshair placement, and you can get some free kills. And in this situation, TSM was able to get an early pick and storm into sight. This clip was from Nerd Street Gamers D. And finally, we've come to the point where I teach you guys the best way I think to get out of the habit of crouching. And this is going to be going into deathmatch and using a guardian or sheriff only. And every time you shoot your gun, you strafe off to the left or off to the right. Okay, so this will get you out of the habit of every time you're shooting your gun, you crouch. Okay, and if you have to unbind your crouch for this DM, go ahead, but I'd rather you not do it at all, because otherwise you'll just be clicking the button while you're playing and while you're doing the DM. And the key is in this deathmatch, you shoot your guardian, you walk off to the left or to the right, and then you shoot your guardian again. So basically you give enough time in between each shot for your recoil to reset again to go in for the next shot. Okay, now if any time at all you're doing this and you're crouching, you will die instantly, because you cannot crouch spray with the guardian like you could a phantom or a vandal. You're going to get yourself seriously messed up if you try to crouch fight with the guardian. So what this has done for me is this has helped me get out of the habit of crouching entirely, and I still make mistakes here and there, and I'm still working my best to getting out of the habit of crouching. I have like 1,600 hours in CS. I played the game so much, so it became a massive habit for me. So as you continue to do these guardian only DMs and learning how to strafe after every time you shoot, then what I suggest you do is move over to the phantom or the vandal, and every time you shoot bursts of like 3 to 5 shots, and then you strafe off to the left or off to the right, and then you shoot bursts. Not every time you're going to one-tap the enemy. So, strafe, and you just continue to do that. And then you will get so much better at your movement in Valorant. And this will help you strafe in your gunfight in ranked games, instead of every time you see an enemy, you just instantly go for the crouch. So this is something that has helped me massively, and I hope it helps you guys massively. And it's a great way to aim train and just improve your headshot accuracy overall, making that first shot go to the head, because with the guardian, you got to make sure that first shot hits their head. Otherwise, you're probably going to die. So it's a great way to aim train. It's a great way to improve your movement, and it's a great way to get out of the habit of crouching. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for making it all the way down here to the end. I'd really appreciate it if you guys hit that sub button so you guys are ready for more and more tips that I'm going to be dropping. I'm going to be dropping new highlight videos. I'm going to be dropping more tips and tutorials. And I'd really appreciate if you guys also checked out my Twitch, twitch.tv/KMKM. I stream every single weekday from 11 a.m. to about 5 p.m. Central Time. Once again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.